Why are you doing so much with your sample is the question I would ask to like 99% of the producers, because usually it's the simple stuff that sounds the best. Yet so many producers just try to completely over-engineer their beats. So let me show you an example with Kanye West's Hey Mama. So Kanye West samples this song called Today Won't Come Again. And literally all he does is chops out this part right here and loops it for the entirety of the song. But why does it actually work? Well, let me explain you. It works because the sample is actually interesting in itself. He chops out the 4-bar part of the sample, and there's actually a lot of variation within the loop itself that it makes the loop sound interesting all the time, even if we just loop it throughout the entire song. All Kanye does to this sample, he just literally uses a kick to thicken up the sound and some claps. And then he uses a pattern like this. Again, that's a very simple pattern. There's pretty much nothing to it. And the last thing he does is he uses a bass, which again is very simple. All it does is this. Right? And all together it all sounds like this. And this is literally the entirety of the beat for Hey Mama. It's so simple, yet it's still so great. Like Kanye pretty much did nothing to the song, and it just sounds great by itself. So let's actually check what happens if we chop up the sample in a different way and we try to make the pattern of chops a little more complicated. So I just chopped it up. And with drums. It's so hard to do anything to the sample to not make it sound bad. Literally anything you do to the sample, it's gonna sound bad. So that's why it's just better to leave it simple like that. But what if we make the drums a little more complicated? So here I got my drums. I also added a open hat and a close hat. And let's see how that affects the beat. And while this doesn't sound as bad as the chopped up sample, it still takes away from the song. So this is the main takeaway from Kanye, is don't over-engineer your sampled beats. So let's try to make our own beat. So what we got here is a sample. The music's got me floating. I think I'm going out of my head. So I like this part right here, so I'm just gonna chop it out and loop it around. Now notice that this is literally just the same sample looping over and over. Music's got me floating. I think I'm going out of my music's got me floating. Now if I add a little bit of bass to it, it's still just simple stuff similar to what Kanye did. It's just a lot of space between the bass notes. So I use this like weird sound for the bass. It sounds kind of like this. It's an unusual bass sound, but with the sample it sounds like this. Right? And then if we just add simple drums that literally consist of a clap I made myself. This is just literally a recording of me clapping into my mic. And we add a simple kick pattern that follows the bass. Here's what we got. And that's literally the entirety of the song. There's literally nothing more to it. At this point I would just leave it like that and leave it simple. If you're serious about learning how to make crazy sampled beats, come join Sample Academy. You will get my personal help, tons of samples and drum kits, full learning resources, and an awesome sampling community. Click the first link in the description and I'll see you inside.